Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. So today I'll show you how to make a wrap skirt, and without further ado, let's get started. So guys, I'll be making use of this material. It's a silk material. I'll be making use of it for this style, and in order to know the amount of fabrics that you would need, all you need to do is to measure your hip measurement, and you're going to add 7 inches allowance to it because it's going to overlap as it's a wrap skirt. All right, so your hip measurement plus 7 inches as against the length that you want for this style. So here I'll go ahead and measure my hip measurement, which is 40 plus 7 inches, which is the total of 47 inches. So I'll measure out 47 inches on this material, and the length that I'll be using for this skirt, I'll just go ahead and use the whole length of this material, so you can use your own desired length. So to make it easier guys, you can go ahead and fold your fabric into two like so. We already know that what we need is 47 inches, the hip plus 7 inches allowance, right? And since we have folded the material into two, meaning that half of 47, so I would use the tape rule to divide 47 into two like so, and whatever I have is what I will go ahead and measure on this folded fabric. Okay, so this is just another way that you can use to measure whatever you need, or you can just go ahead and use the first method of measuring straight from the fabric. But I just folded the fabric into two here, and half of 47 will give us 23.5, and I'm going to go ahead here to measure 23.5 on this material. So that is what I need for this wrap skirt, and I'm using the whole length of this fabric for this skirt. All right, you can see that this part is on fold. And the next thing I'm going to do is to come to this open hand, and I'm going to measure 12 inches. All right, you can go ahead and measure 10 inches if you want your tie to be revealing and all that, but I don't want it to reveal much, so I'm going to measure 12 inches. So the more you go up, the more revealing your skirt is. So I just measured 12 inches there. All right, and I'll come downward here on the hem. All right, and I'm going to measure from the open hand. I'm measuring 8 inches. All right, so I have 8 inches there, and the next thing we're going to do is to connect both points together. So here I'm just going to go ahead and connect the points together, and after connecting it together, you would have something like this. And the next thing I'm going to do right now is to cut out the unwanted part. And after cutting it out, the next thing we need to do is to open it up, and we are going to measure it all around. All right, so I'm just going to start from this end, and we'll need to measure what we have here so that we can use that to cut out the frills that is attached to the down part. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and measure what we have done here. And after measuring around the skirt, I got 82 inches, and this implies that we are going to cut twice of that, or even thrice. Okay, depends on how full you want it to be. So here I cut a long stripe of 162, which is twice of what I got around the skirt. So just go ahead and cut a long stripe that is double of what you measured. All right, and so this is what I have here. And the next thing we are going to do is to fold the end of the stripe. All right, we are going to fold it, and we are going to stitch it, and we are going to take the other hand, and we are going to do the same thing, fold and stitch. All right, then we are going to pick one end of the frill, and we are going to also stitch it. All right, we are going to hem in it. So I'll just take that to the sewing machine and do that. This is our stripe guys. I've gone ahead to stitch the side close just like I said earlier, and I've already gone ahead to also hem in the down parts, leaving the other side, because we are going to attach the other side to the skirts. All right, as you can see right here. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to pick the main material here. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and start attaching it to the skirt. But one thing we need to do first is at the top of this skirt, we are going to leave half an inch, all right, allowance before attaching the frills. All right, leave half an inch allowance, so that we are going to use that allowance later to join the band. All right, so I just left half an inch allowance up there, and I'm going to start attaching the frills, gather these frills to the main skirts. And this is it after gathering the frills to the main material. All right, and this is what it looks like on the right side. And right here is the half an inch at the top that I left before adding the frills. And the next thing we need to do is to measure what we have on the top of the skirt here, in order for us to cut the band and the rope that goes with the skirts. So we are going to have 47 inches here, because that is what we used in folding the material. So I have exactly 47 inches here, and we are going to add an extension of 15 inches on either side of the skirt, on each side of the skirt. All right, so that will be 47 plus 30, because 15 inches on both sides is going to give us 30, and so adding 47 to 30 would give us 77. So right now we're going to go ahead and cut a long stripe of 77 inches long. So here guys, I've already gone ahead to cut the stripe and also iron half inch on both sides of the end of the stripe, and this stripe is 4 inches wide and 77 inches long. All right, and like I said earlier, I've already gone ahead to fold both sides of this band. All right, and I folded it into two again, and I gave it a good press. This is to make work easier. All right, and the next thing we need to do right now is to close the end of the band. All right, so I will align the right side facing the right side, and I'm going to stitch it close, and we are going to repeat the same process to the other hand too. And right here guys, I've already gone ahead to stitch close the side, and the next thing to do is to turn it inside out and give it a good press, and we are going to repeat the same process to the other side also. And up next, I'm going to fold the band into two, and I will notch the center. All right, so I've already gone ahead to notch the center of the band, and I will do the same thing to the main material too. I will fold it into two and notch the center of the skirt. So right here, I'm aligning the center of the skirt to the center of the band. All right, and this is done on the wrong side of the skirt. All right, I'm attaching the band first of all to the wrong side of the main skirt. So just go ahead and pin it all the way down. And after pinning the band to the skirt, we are going to go ahead and stitch it together. And after stitching the band to the wrong side, we are going to go ahead and flip it to the right side like so, and we are going to pin it and also stitch it all the way down to the end of the band. So here guys, I've already attached the band to the wrong side of the skirt, and I will just go ahead and flip it to the right side like so. And the next thing we are going to do is to start stitching right from the end of the band here. All right, we are going to top stitch all the way down. All right, we're going to stitch it all the way down. After attaching the band guys, this is what it's looking like at this moment, and you can see the rope extension for this wrap skirt. All right, so this is what our wrap skirt is looking like at this moment.